All right, man. So again, I use Procreate. That's what I draw in. So these are just all of my drawings in here. So first thing you're gonna want to do, the top here, you're gonna create a new canvas. I have a size that I used that I created in here. It's 11 by 14. So that's just gonna open up a blank new canvas for you. And then, once you've done that, you can load a reference photo. So if you end up, this is obviously if you use Procreate. So this little wrench icon on the top is going to be all of your settings. There's something called reference, and when you choose that, you can add just like off to the side a picture that you can. So usually I do it on my phone, but since I'm using my phone to record, I'll pull one up off here. So you'll want to use a reference photo. At least I do. Something to look at of whatever, for me, I do these characters, so it'll just be a reference photo of Eddie. Okay, so then once you have that, top corner over here, you can add all of your layers. So for these character drawings that I do, I already have I gotta just scribble on here just so it knows I started a project and it doesn't delete it when I exit out. So for these character drawings that I do, I created a template so that they're all the same. So this is my template that I drew, and this is what I base all of my characters off of, so that they're all the same shape and everything. That was the whole point of this specific series that I did, was all characters just be drawn on the same basic template. So anyways, I open this up, I click my layers tab, and then I drag this off, and I go ahead and I drop it into the new drawing, and I just put that layer in there. So that layer is just listed up here now, and I use this as my base to go ahead and draw off of. So what I'll do is add a layer above that. I lock the current one, and then what you'll want to do, at least what I do, is I just choose red, and then I'll draw over top of this one, and kind of start laying out the new design of where it's going to lay, and then you can go back in and delete the areas that you don't need. So I'll show you that quickly. So for Eddie, a main feature is going to be his hat, obviously. So what I would start doing is just sketching in how I would want his hat to look. This is just a rough sketch. Just going to give you an idea of where you want to lay things, what your new design is going to look like. So you draw on your hat, you got your flaps. So you've got that. He doesn't have a lot of character features as far as his face goes, so I'll have to kind of figure out what I want to do for that, but some higher eyebrows probably. I'm probably going to do the cigar out of his mouth. Okay, and then you can start kind of laying out the costume, the outfit, whatever that's going to be. So for him, we've got his robe. So I would draw this in. His arm isn't going to be off to the side like it is in the template, so I'd end up bringing this arm down instead. like so. Add his hand in. For these character drawings, it's just simple. I don't do a lot of fingers and stuff like that. They're meant to just be real basic. Okay, then you got the rest of his robe. This arm will come out. It doesn't have to be exactly what's in the picture. It's just a basic template for you. So, but just for the sake of this, I'm just gonna do it quickly to show you. So I have that arm. It looks like he's got a beer. So what I'll do is make his hand like that. Beer can. Holding that. His belt. Go ahead. So, all right. And then his legs in here. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about the legs since he's got real long legs in the picture. So I'll figure that out. And then his loafers, can probably leave the shoes pretty close to the same. I wouldn't really change much with those. Then we got the hose. So I'm gonna end up doing the hose coming down. And then what I want to do is have him standing on like the sidewalk. I'm gonna make this yellow, and I have the storm drain here with this pouring in, and then I think I'm gonna do like some kind of green gas coming out of it from the pump. Actually, I'll probably do it on this side. So I'll have some like green gas coming out, and then I think I'm gonna do over off to the side here the RV. So I think I'm gonna have the RV in the background over here. So I'll have something like this. So basically what you get is a rough sketch of what you want to draw. Then I'll go back in. I'll create another layer above the bottom template, and I'm going to switch to black. And then over on the side here, you can drag up and down how thick you want your brush to be. So you can change that. So then what I would do at this point is I would go in to this layer, zoom in on it. That's the nice thing with the digital. Rather than regular papers, you can just zoom in on what you want to draw. So then what I would start doing at this point is actually in more detail drawing the hat in. And it's fuzzy, so I'd probably make this line a little jagged. And you can always add detail in as you go. It's a process. That Grinch one I did was 6 hours. Between the drawing and the shading, the canvas, this will tell you. You can go to canvas history. It'll actually tell you how long, it recorded. That's how I did that time lapse. It'll tell you how long it like recorded and how many brush strokes and everything there were. And like, see, I moved this line over further than what I had in the middle because I don't like where I had the neckline at. So you can just alter as you go. So that gives you a basic idea. You know, you've got your different layers. And then what I do after I have this, let's just say this is done. Let me close the red. So say this was the layer, or this is the final thing. Then what I would do is below the black layer, this would be my color layer. So for highlights and things, I would do, you know, gray. So this is behind the black layer, so you won't go over top the black line. So I would do all of my shadows. You can add in, you know, like the ruffles and the ruffles in the robe. So you start adding in all your details. So I'll time lapse this whole thing, but it's a long process. I can't video it all on here. I don't have enough space on my phone, but it gives you a basic idea. So like I said, I don't use anything special. This gives you all the different tool brushes like that it offers. I just use the one that's called inking, and then technical pen. That's the one that I like the shape of. And then I just adjust my brush thickness for different detail, for finer detail and everything. And then it's literally just coloring. So all the black will be all my fine details. Here, I'll go back to the Grinch one so you can see it in detail. Where's that at? Okay, so these are all the character ones I've done so far. So you'll see on the side here, these are all my different layers. So that's the base color I did, and then all of my details on top of it. But when you zoom in up close, all these different colors were just different layers of shadows. So I've got my, you know, my outline is there. Turn that off. That's all the black. The dog is a separate layer. He's got his own color. Yeah, so it's just all layers and just lots of detail. You know, you can zoom in so you can get really fine details and stuff in there. I actually just noticed that there was a line there showing through from the background. I didn't delete out. But yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, man.